Hey Virgo, welcome to March. I know we're halfway through the month, but listen, these last 2 weeks, there's so much going on. I'm telling everyone, like, subscribe, turn your notifications on because I want you to be ready for April when your April video comes out. These next 2 weeks are gonna fly by. I know you haven't gotten your reading yet, but when you like and subscribe and do all that thing, it makes our collective here so much more accurate. It's going to be more like what you have going on, and hopefully, the messages will resonate either way. So, where should we start? Let's talk about the 7th of March. Yes, that was a week ago. You had a full moon in your sign, and that same day, Saturn moved into Pisces. If you're new here, I also want to add, it does not matter your Virgo placements, if you're rising sun, moon, any of that and beyond, there's going to be something here for you, okay? So keep that in mind. The 7th was a very big day for you. Okay, your relationships could have been affected, as well as yourself in some way. But I think we're going to start your reading there. We have the 3 of Swords. Okay. Virgo, Saturn is a tough love planet. Okay. It's in your 7th house. It retrogrades a little bit this year, but let's just say it's going to be there for a few years. I cannot tell you how different things will be for you moving forward. Okay, let's say it's meant to be in the best way possible. So what that means is Saturn comes in, does a look around, tells you what's good and what's not okay to keep doing, and you either, hold on kicking and screaming, or you allow the lesson to develop and benefit you. So a chunk of cards fell out. It's the Eight of Pentacles, Ace of Swords, the 5 of Wands, and the 7 of Swords. This is very heavy energy right here, so let's talk about it. Your relationships and also your work have been affected, okay? And this has you looking at making some changes, okay? Logically, when something goes wrong in Virgo, you're very much a fixer. You're going to take a different approach to things. You're going to, not do things of your typical norm, okay? So you're making changes, but there's this external conflict, and it might be somebody straight up lied to you. It might be you found something out and you just can't see how things can go on the way they've been, and you kind of want to fight about it. You kind of want to make your mark, make your statements on all that happened, and have yourself be heard. Okay. It's interesting. Your work and your love life are very close together, okay? They have a lot to do with the same 7th house, which is where the sun is. That's where Saturn is, okay? So these transits are very, even if things are going excellent, these transits are very like friction causing right now, okay? Trust it's smoothing out, but also understand that, it's been like a boiling point up until now. So it's not just out of the blue. Nothing is really out of the blue if you look closely enough. You could have seen it coming. Virgo, don't beat yourself up for not knowing something. I feel the need to tell you that. Don't beat yourself up because you didn't see something coming. We're all human. And the easier you are in yourself right now, the easier these transitions that you're making are going to come for you. not come for you, like, you know, come after you, but the smoother transition you'll have. This is very heavy stuff. And if you do have a broken heart right now, just know that you're not in this alone, okay? You can always get a personal reading. We can talk about it. You can let me know in the comments how you're resonating, how you're feeling. I really want to talk about the astrology, but honestly, let's just pull some cards. Let's talk about, because for some of you, it's your work and your love life. It's not necessarily one or the other. And I always tell everyone, if you're on my channel and you're in a happy relationship, then the relationship's not really going to apply to you, okay? This stuff that I'm saying. Don't force it to apply if it doesn't apply. But for a lot of you here, yeah, it's very painful situation. You found something out and you can't. I'm sorry, the camera keeps shaking. I'm building my setup better every month, so just bear with me, okay? We'll grow together. Let's talk about this. What's going on, Virgo? Okay, relationship, 2 of Cups. Some of you have been selling yourself short and might not have even really had that perspective of it, okay? Because you're so open and willing to be there for others and cater to others. Sometimes those things can slip, okay? They can slip by. You can overlook things, even though you're very analytical and very like good at, you know, calling things. When something slips by you, like, I can't reiterate that enough. Be nice to yourself. I don't feel like some of you are being as gentle with yourself as would benefit you, okay? Obviously, you know, don't make excuses for yourself and like, you know, go off the deep end and like, oh, I'm being nice to myself, which means I have to be this way to you. Like, that's not helping. What is Virgo needing here? Like I said, I want to talk about the astrology, but like, we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay. We have the World on the bottom and the Star came out. So as painful as they might be, these changes are actually putting you on the highest path possible. I know that's annoying to hear because you wanted things a certain way. Why can't I have what I want? But ask yourself this. Is what you've lost or experienced what you want? Because that isn't what you want. Therefore, when it's taken away from you, there's still like this grievance feeling, but you weren't aligned with, like, you know, you're getting aligned. And that's the beautiful like silver lining of something painful happening is like, okay, well, I learned that and I, you know, and it takes time. It takes time for things to process. Okay, we can't just barrel through our emotions, barrel through our shadow work and think like, oh, checklist, done. You know, I healed my heart, healed this, and like it's not linear. Healing is not linear. It's not always logical. Okay. Pluto this month is moving into your 6th house for you Virgo risings. It doesn't matter your Virgo placement. You can be Virgo sun, moon, rising, whatever Virgo messages you need are going to come through here in some way, okay? So just take what applies. Don't take what doesn't apply. The 9 of Swords. Your stress can be affecting your health right now. Pluto is not it's the smallest planet, right? But it's not a small impact that it makes on our lives. Pluto's been in Capricorn since 2008. Okay, it's just now moving. It'll retrograde later, but we'll talk about that. It's hitting 0 degrees of Aquarius, which is your 6th house. This is your health. your physical health. Virgo, you actually rule digestion in the body. And so anything to do with your health, if you've been putting it off, now is the time to prioritize that. Absolutely. Pay attention, as gross as it is, pay attention to your digestion. Okay. That has a lot to do with how you're spiritually flowing, how you're emotionally flowing through life. Okay. Yes, digestion. And that's it's not just you. Okay. Like a lot of signs are going through this. I'm telling you, if you're going to be analytical, gently, apply that to yourself and just get your health back on track. Okay, take, maybe I'm not a doctor, but maybe like some probiotics or something just to balance your gut health. Okay, it's a very important part of the body, and it's a place where, first of all, stress can affect every system that is within your human body. Okay, stress is just annihilates all of our systems, our digestive system, our, mental health even. But physically, please take really good care of yourself right now, especially throughout Aries season. Which leads me to our next transits. Okay. Venus moves into Taurus on the 16th. That's your 9th house. Uranus is already there. So with Venus and Uranus there in the 9th house, it's going to look like, this is how I love myself. This is how I love myself and other people. This is what I'm not willing to do, and this is what I must do to be centered and meet all of my outer responsibilities from this very centered and grounded and lively place. So that's on the 16th. On the 18th through the 20th is when we start moving into like Aries season. So we're in Pisces. It's your 7th house. Okay, for your Virgo risings. I read all the signs from the first house basis. Again, it does not matter. There's something here for you. The sun, Mercury on the 18th, the sun, and then a new moon on the same day, the 20th, March 20th. The sun moves into Aries and there is a new moon. I would advise, if you're into doing magic, if you're into candle magic or herbs or anything to do with like manipulating energy for the better, right? I would focus it on love, like love. It's going to counterbalance the stress you've been putting your body and your mind through. It's going to fill you back up and you're going to start feeling more like yourself if that's where your focus is. The 3D can be really distracting, okay? And right now it looks like there's a lot of things outside of yourself that are pulling your attention, your focus. Your focus is your currency right now, and you need to look at it as such. Your focus is what's going to get you through this on the other side. I would say unscathed, but it looks like you've already kind of been going through a little bit. So you don't need to, you don't want to emphasize any pain that you're going through at this time. What you want to do is soothe. You might have to do some throat chakra stuff too. Excuse me. Okay. So that's the 20th. That's the Aries energy. And that's in your 8th house. So when I tell you you're undergoing such a deep transformation, I don't really think you're gonna believe me until like you start seeing like the tangible results, okay? It's a deep, deep, deep transformation, and this is just the beginning, okay? Not to mention, Saturn and all that. So the 23rd is when Pluto does its thing in your 6th house. Watch your health. Don't go off, don't mess with your health. Don't risk it. Now's not the time. Now's not the time to like procrastinate. I want to tell you on the 25th of March, Mars finally moves out of Gemini for the first time in five months. It's been there, and into Cancer. This is your 11th house. To add to this, okay, listen, I am not reading you right now to add to your stress. I am reading to you to relieve your stress and give you the centeredness that you need to carry forth and have that confidence to do so. Okay, so hear me when I say this. Your public image, your online presence, your just what people, just the way you make your mark on the world. Okay, that's what's at focus with Mars and Cancer for you. The way you make your mark on the world. And the last thing that you want to do right now is come from this hurt, been lied to, been cheated in some way, been, just stressed about this and that. That's the last type of mark that you want to put out to the universe. Like, hey, this is who I am. Because guess what? The universe is going to be like, oh, okay. So yeah, your friends, everybody, like all this, it's just going to like, I keep wanting to say exacerbate, but I don't think I'm saying it right. It's just going to emphasize what you have going on that you probably want to keep private. Like now is a healing in private type of energy for you. Mars and Cancer for Virgo. And on the other hand, if you have good people around you that you trust and that you know can put you in a good mood, then you might want to surround yourself with those people for a little bit so they can help you, get out of that. But here we have the Ten of Swords. So, are you committed? Are you committed to this pain, Virgo? Because I know it's a lot to let go of. But here's the thing. The longer you sort of ruminate in the happening, take your time to grieve whatever you need to. I am not rushing your grievance process. But what I am saying about this Cancer and Mars is that all of that can be really brought into like a public light in some way, like a way that you did not see coming, that you are gonna wish that you saw coming. And so just be careful, okay? There's a lot of confusion. I think last month I told you, if you feel confused out of nowhere around certain people, you need to cleanse yourself and you need to get the fuck out of that room ASAP. You need to run out of that room. Soak yourself in some water and salt and just take as much weight and responsibility and pressure off of yourself as you can. Okay. The Ten of Swords, but the positive of this Ten of Swords is that it's an ending. It's an ending of a very painful situation. And so some of you are embracing like new coming in. You're like, you know what? I am going to process this and then I'm going to come out better. Okay. So let's talk about a little more Mars and Cancer. 5 of Swords. I think there's people in situations you just need to like let go of. This is a lot of swords. You know, the Ace of Swords, the 9, the 10, the 5, the 7. You're probably pissed about something. Okay. So this is my advice to you, looking at your astrology and looking at these cards and coming from a heart-centered place where I want to steer you in the right direction. Take your time, give yourself a couple days to relax, eat ice cream, watch sad movies, cry. Crying is so healing. Okay, crying releases this density of our physical bodies that allow us to move through life with much more grace and ease. You can start planning. You can start planning how you maybe want to handle these situations. Just know what you did in the past is not going to work now. You need to do something different. What is that something different? Let's get some advice and then I'm going to get started on April. So like, subscribe if I didn't already say that, and turn your bell notifications on so you're ahead of the game in April. This is the High Priestess. This is your advice. Your advice. I think you already know. I think you have a very strong intuition on what needs done. And I think the biggest challenge is in doing the harder tasks that may involve, you know, cutting people off, cutting situations off. It's not always people, just things that are causing you this much stress. And that's your responsibility right now. Okay, lighten your load. There's things that you're taking on that you don't need to take on top of all the things that, like, you know, are happening. There's things going on that you do not need to take on, that you don't need to feel responsibility for. Okay, I have the Five of Cups on the bottom of the deck. I want to send my blessings and my love to you, Virgo, because obviously the situation's very chaotic. And if you look fine on the outside, you are a bundled up, just nerves all over. There's so many swords right here, so much conflict. You might need to call a friend, like just somebody that feels like home to you, somebody that feels safe. And if you don't have anyone, I mean, you can possibly this situation might be launching you into like a whole new social circle where you are appreciated and you are seen and recognized for who you are and valued and all those things that you deserve that you obviously haven't been getting where you wanted it. Okay. So if you want a personal reading, my website's below. It's gelatotarot.com. Email me after you buy your reading. It's gelatotarology@gmail.com. So much love to you. And again, hit your bell notifications so you can get April early, and we'll finish all this out. I guess we're never really finished. We're never finished because once we're done with April, we're going to move to May. Also, Aries season is going to go really quickly. So don't just charge yourself up right now. Put as much good energy into yourself as you can right now, because it's going to get you through all of this. All right. All right. I'll see you soon.